Hey guys, happy post-election post. Happy post-election post. Anyways, it's the recap for Week Nine's fantasy football. You're gonna notice in the back of me, it's a little bit weirder. This is just my kitchen. That's my Chelsea jersey. There you go, Chelsea jersey. Anyways, I understand that some of you, are probably going to be going ahead here and celebrating doing something like that, Hey, I mean, the president was elected, so it is what it is. Hopefully, you guys aren't too distraught. I know some of you really didn't want this president to be, in office, things like that. I'm not going to get political here. I know some of you feel like this, kind of the imperial death march. But hey, it is what it is. Our country. Hopefully, we can go ahead here and kind of bond together. Everything will be taken care of. But anyways, with all of that said, let's get down to business here. The real talk this past week is Lionel Messi. It's frustrating to say that. Zach's a great guy, but honestly, I was really hoping that his team would be terrible this year. Unfortunately, that's not the case. We'll kind of get into that here later. But let's just go ahead. Let's just kind of dive right into this past week. As I said, there was a lot going on here. I picked the right lock. Many people made fun of me for that, but I did pick the right lock. Let's just kind of take a look here. And side note, you guys missed a really fun time. For those of you who could make it, we had a Google Hangout this past Sunday. It was me, JP, Nick, Logan, as well as Zach, whose volume didn't work. So figure that out, Zach. But anyways, let's get into this past week. First up, we've got Twin Pines Chipmunks against Kosher Bad Boys. In this game, Twin Pines Chipmunks did win. It helped that he had really great performances from Aaron Rodgers and Adrian Peterson. He got a 0 from Santana Moss. Okay, but in the same, Kosher Bad Boys got a -3 on the Dolphins defense. He had more consistency, or at least a little bit more consistency this week. Matthew Stafford, 14 points. It's really, when Aaron Rodgers gets 40 points, Adrian Peterson gets 33. That's 77 points right there. It's really hard to overcome when two players score that many points. But Twin Pines Chipmunks did go ahead and win. No surprise there. Next game, we've got Jesus and the Argonauts against Flying Fish. Flying Fish did actually win this game, surprisingly. Brandon Marshall got him a nice old 32. The Bears defense, 21 points. Great pickup there in the draft. Looking over at the Argonauts team again, Phillip Rivers, 20 points. LaShawn McCoy, 14 points. We kind of thought that they might have a nice point total there. But then Brandon Pettigrew, Tim Jennings, who I don't even know who that is, Vikings defense, they all got 1 point. Jamal Charles, 5 points. I'd be worried if I was Nick having Jamal Charles, just because, nobody really knows except, looking at the bench, Cam Newton did have 25 points. He might want to rethink about putting him back in there. But really, honestly, Jamal Charles is going to be the better play here. And the only other nice spot here was that Jay Cutler for Fish did get 26 points. But again, Fish won this game. Again, this wasn't necessarily a giant surprise. Looks like here I did have Argonauts winning, but in the same, I'm not really surprised Fish won. Looking at the next game here on the old docket, we've got the Power versus Bushkill T-Wolves. Now, combined, I just want to point this out to you guys. I'm just pulling up my phone here because I totally forgot to do the math. I was looking at this, though. I was researching this. Combined, the Power and Bushkill T-Wolves, had they combined their games, their teams, all the points, everything, they still wouldn't have beaten Lionel Messi this week. Just a thought. Looking at the game, honestly, not a lot here. Their highest point totals was Matt Forte for the Power, got 22 points. He didn't even play Sean Green. Oh my Goodness gracious, I just noticed that. Oh, that's annoying. Ben, what are you doing, bro? Come on, man. That's terrible. He 2 players on bye. And frankly, had he put in Anquan Bolden, he still would have lost. But still, I mean, you got to play your buys. Guys, come on, play your buys. And don't tell me that you didn't have anything to do. You could have made those changes. That was actually, no, he couldn't have. Never mind. So, Ben, if you made those, didn't make that change, you didn't want to drop the player, I get it. But rough week for the Power, 68 points, 2 players on bye. Des Bryant had 1 point. Rough week for him. Cowboys had -2. The Cowboys screwed you over on that one. That's what you get for playing Cowboys players against Eagles. Oh, wait, that's this week. Never mind. Anyways, as you guys can tell, I'm a little caffeinated today. Jared Cook for Bushkill T-Wolves got him -2 points. Lance Briggs, 1 point. Percy Harvin, 1 point. Percy Harvin got hurt. Bushkill T-Wolves still won, 76-68, but again, rough week there. And then let's look at the rest here. Let's take a look. All right, Lionel Messi versus Favre Forever. Now, I will say this. Favre Forever did go ahead here, and it looks like he did score over 100. Surprisingly. Not going to lie, surprisingly. But in the same, let's take a look at Favre Forever's. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 4th time out of 9 weeks that Favre Forever has scored over 100 points. So, and surprisingly, 1, 2, 3. He's only won one of those games. Favre Forever's terrible. He's just terrible. Logan, I love you, man. You're a great guy, but your team is horrid. With that said, Antonio Brown got hurt. Let's see here. Donald Brown, I don't even know. He got a 0. Peyton Manning had 30. Ray Rice had 15. Roddy White, Mike Wallace, 15 points. I mean, bro, your team is good. But you played Doug Martin. Who is Doug Martin? I've never heard of him in my life. 62 points. That's who Doug Martin is. Holy crap. Darren McFadden got him 1 point. Now, how many times have you had one player get hurt and you still win? Mike Vick, 20 points. Chris Johnson, 22 points. Marcus Colston, 10 points. James Jones, 12 points. Owen Daniels, 12 points. DeMarcus Ware, 2.5 points. Texans, 8 points. Matt Prater, 7 points. I'm not going to keep doing that because there's no more players to do that with. But my point is this. Lionel Messi might have the best team we're going to see this year. I mean, freak, man. Doug Martin. Okay, let's talk about him. Let's talk about who he is. It's always good to talk about this. Against an Oakland. Now, Oakland's not that great. They kind of suck, actually. But 62 points. 25 carries, 251 yards, 4 TDs. The game prior, Minnesota, 37 points, 29 rushing attempts, 135, 1 touchdown. The dude's on fire. Tampa Bay's actually good. Josh Freeman's a good quarterback. They have, I think they have Vincent Jackson, maybe, I think, if I'm correct. Don't quote me on that one. But still, sorry, Favre. I mean, you scored over 100. You're on a 6-game losing streak. You played Lionel Messi. That's just kind of a no-win there. All right, now let's talk about my lock of the week. Frankly, I mean, I got excited about it, but P-Town beatdown, man. I mean, I got excited, but I wasn't really. Yeah, it's kind of bold, or not? No, bold. Eli Manning got him 3 points. Ryan Matthews, 6 points. Alex Green, 7 points. What is going on? Garth, how is this the lock of the week? Hold on to your butts. RG3, 13 points. Arian Foster, 19 points. Michael Turner, 18 points. What is going on here? Honestly, I really have no idea how P-Town Beatdown won as you go down the line. But then, the Chargers defense came to play. 21 points. Thank you, the Chargers. Never am going to say that ever again in my life. Jarrell Freeman, the linebacker, 0 points. The Colts defense, 1 point. The Colts suck, but he played it. He had to. Let's look at their benches. See if had anything made a difference. Yeah, Tony Romo. Whatever. I mean, Joe Flacco would have made a difference. And it's just, wow. I am beside myself. The fact that my cold hard, well, no, I'm not going to steal from Mike and Mike, but my lock of the week won. So, anyways, guys. So yeah, you're welcome. You know, maybe we should start betting on this. I mean, I seem to be kind of on a roll here. Let's take a look here at the rest of the week. The high, Messi, 156 points. The power, 68 points was the low. And Doug Martin, again, who in the world is Doug Martin? 62 points. Now, Doug Martin, again, this unnamed no-person guy, has now top point scorer of the week or year, 62 points. Again, I was 4 for 5 on my picks this week, including my lock of the week. The Argonauts is the only team that didn't pull through for me. Great job there. Overall for the year, I am 62% at 25 and 40. And then finally here, the standings. The North, with Butts losing and Chipmunks winning, the North is now in a tie with Beatdown running second. Chipmunks is winning on points. Fish and Bad Boys have a battle going down the wire here. There's a playoff berth on the line. Bad Boys is terrible, so is Fish, so we'll see who wins. Although Fish right now has the edge. He's much better team, at least in my opinion. In the South, Wolves still leads. However, Messi is above 500. He's riding a 4-game win streak. And Forever is on a 6-game losing streak. Will he ever win? No. Messi does now have the most scored points of the week. He is on a 4-game winning streak. But again, he has the most points scored. Chipmunks is still riding his 5-game winning streak. He actually has the highest right now. Let's see if he can get to 6. And Bad Boys has had 1,027 points scored against him this year. That is 60 more than anyone else. Hope you guys are doing well. We're going to go ahead here. I'm going to transition into the Week 10 picks. But again, hope you guys are doing well, and miss and love you all. Remember, stay safe. Keep the blue flag flying high. Great come from behind tie, JP. Just keeping that in mind. Guys, have a great day. Hope you all doing well. Penn State, Nebraska, 3:30 p.m. Be there.